Alright everyone, and welcome to another Excel tutorial with Youdevhub. And in the previous tutorial we covered a lot of things, and now in this formula I'll be teaching you the date to text formula. Now if we notice something about date, if we click on each of these dates, you see that these dates are entered in date formula. Let me just come to a random cell and write a date. Let's say 9 of 10 of 2023. All right, we can see that if you touch the date, it is showing as a date format here, right? And if we want to perform our left or right operation on it, let's say we want to perform our left operation on it, and we'll say equals to, or let me say from the right to get the year, equals to right, and I click on the cell and I give it the number we want, that is 4. I will click on enter. We can see that we are having a number, right? Which means it didn't work. And why is that? Because a date is converted to a number in mathematical expression. If I'm to come and click on this date and change the type to, let's say, general, we can see that this is the actual number representations of this particular date. So if we're going to do that, we have to first convert this date to a, let me just control Z to undo that. We have to convert this date to text to be able to do that. Now in the previous one, let me go back to the previous Excel sheet. We can see that these dates are formatted as text already. That is why we are able to use them. But if we come back here, we'll see that they are formatted as date. And how do you know if a date is formatted in an Excel sheet? Now, if you notice these that are represented as dates, they are aligned to the right, while these that are formatted as text are formatted to the left. So the formatting is a very good way how you will know when a date is in the right format or is in the text format. So to do that and to format it, changing it back to a text, it's very easy. You use the formula text, which converts, you can see from the caption, it converts a value to text in a specific number format. So we have this text. We are going to open the bracket. Which value do we want to do? Let's go ahead and convert all. Shift Control down to convert all. And which format is it existing in? Right? The format is existing in is this day, so that's DD, and YYY. That is the format of our date. If it's in another format, you write the format it's been occupied in. Then when you're done, you click on enter, and you can just go ahead and run this down. And we can see now that it is now formatted to the right, whereas the original date is formatted to the left. Now to use it, since it's a formula, you have to copy it out to ensure that you don't tamper with the formula. So what we'll do is we highlight all, right click on copy, come to another cell, click on paste. And when we do that, we see that we click on paste, and we'll see that it has been copied out, and we can go ahead and delete this guy. We can go ahead and clear out this content and copy this back, or cut it back into here. Then we can go ahead and perform any operation on it. So that date to text is just something that, in case you are given an Excel sheet in the format of the date and you are asked to find the years behind it, and the format of the date is still in the date format, it will be very good to convert it to text before doing that. Also, you can convert any other numerical formulas also from date to text whenever you want it to be. So that's that on the date to text converter. Thank you. See you in the next video. All right, everyone. This one we'll be looking at trim. Now, what's the trim function used for? We can see that looking at this last string here, this last name, we can see that it's all scattered up. And if you're dealing with lots of data as a data analyst, you will see a lot of data that are scattered and are misarranged this way. Now, it will not be good to go ahead and use this data like that and work on it like that. Now, in order to do so, you will have to clean up the data and trim up the data. And now that's what the trim function, I've already done an example here, but let's do another one here. And it's simply to use the trim function, which takes in just a text value. So you're just going to click on this and control shift control to drag all, and close your parentheses and click on enter. And what does it do? When you come back here and click on everything to arrange, you see that it has removed the spaces. So what the trim function does is it removes the spaces around a text. So any unwanted space before and after a text, it removes it. Note that it doesn't remove the space in between. Let's say, for example, you're having this as a surname now, and there are spaces in between the first name and the second name. It's not going to remove the space. It's only going to remove the space around a single value in a cell. So you have it, and you can now go ahead and copy this out and use your data as a good data. Okay, all right. So let's come to concatenate. And this concatenate is also easy. What does concatenate means? Concatenate means to add two values together. So let's say you are working in as a data analyst, and you are asked, maybe these are the names of all the employees, and you are asked to create or generate a generic email for them using their first name and their last name plus the company name. And there are a whole lot of data. You can't start entering their name one by one. What do? You can convert or connect the two names and the last name together. So how do you do that? Very simple. Excel is very straightforward. You have the concat, right? So you have the concat, you open the bracket, it's asking to take the first text, which is the first name we want to use. We can use the first name, and if we do it and put comma and put the last name and close it, we can see that we have Rashid Yusuf combined together. But if we don't want it to do like this, and maybe we want something else to be in the middle, maybe like a dash, an underscore, a dot, and all of that, you can go ahead and rewrite it and say concat. You select it, and you can use it the way I use in this formula up. You have, and you can put, let us even say we put a dot, and you select the other value and you close it, so you can have Rashid.Yusuf. So let's say, like I said, we want to create an email for them and we want to do it. So let's just go ahead, say something like concat. We have the first name. We want it to be first name and last name together. Last name, and what we want it to add with it, put it in double quotes. Let's say we want it to have at Youdevhub. Okay, let me write it in lowercase, at youdevhub.com.ng, and we write it like this. We can see that we already have an email created for him, and if we go ahead and press this downwards, we already have that created for everyone. It's having extra space here because some of the columns there are already picked, so I can just go ahead and delete some of those columns and clear them out. All right, and we'll see that everybody has an email address. So that is a fast way to join things together. So if you want to join the first name, maybe you could even be asked to join the first name, the last name, and the salary range together. You can do something like this. Say concat. Oh, sorry. Just write that in caps lock. Concat. You can concat the first one. Come on, give it a space. Give it a space. Oh, sorry. I'll just write that again. Concat. Pick the first option here. Give it a space, double quote, give it a space. We want to concat it with the last name also. And we also want to give it a space and okay, give it another space with a dash in it. I can put a space before the dash and after the dash, and I can now concat it with the salary. Okay, so and close that and have like this. So it's telling us that Rashid Yusuf gets a salary of this, and we can do that so that at a glance you can have everybody and how much they collect as salary. So concat is just used to combine words together. So all right, thank you very much. You can go ahead and practice that on the data set and concat so many things you want to do. You can concat it to the job title so that at a glance, let me even go ahead and modify this. You can go ahead and modify it, and instead of having it this way, you can even add a bracket here. You can add a bracket here, and let's say we're concatenating it with the job title. So you have another one, open another bracket, close the parentheses, and you have it like this. And you see Yusuf Rashid is now a salesman and showing you the job description of all of them. So it can be concatenated in so many ways just to add two things together. So and that's all for that. We'll be seeing you in another video with another tutorial. Thank you very much.